Hello, everybody. So I'm super excited to chat with you guys today. This is going to be just a short video, maybe just about 10 or 15 minutes. But today we're going to talk about how a lead magnet book can 10x your business. Now, a lot of the times when we think about lead magnets, right, especially if you have a coaching business or you're wanting to get into the field of coaching in some way, shape, or form, you have to know that there are different ways to draw people into that business. And this is usually called a lead magnet. Literally is what it sounds like. A magnet is something that draws in, it attracts, it brings something in, leads, right? So when you think of a lead in a business, it's somebody who potentially may want to have your product or service. And this is someone that could eventually convert into some form of sales, whether that means you're selling your actual product, or maybe they've come on as a client for whatever service that you have. Okay. So let's think about this for a minute. What are types of lead magnets? There are different types. Usually, when you think about a lead magnet, maybe you think about a discovery call, right? It's one way to connect with leads. Maybe you're giving an assessment or a quiz. I've seen people do this, like let's say for the healthcare industry. A lot of the times people say, hey, take this free assessment to find out your, I don't know, whatever type, those are kind of things that bring and draw in leads. In exchange for that, you're giving out your information, you're giving out your email, your phone number, you're giving information that shows, hey, I have interest in this thing. Some people do like a checklist or a cheat sheet, a roadmap, right? A PDF download. These are all different things. Usually a really popular one is a webinar. And whenever you want to do this, like later on after you have your book, eventually you can turn that into being a lead magnet for an actual webinar, which serves another level of a lead magnet to bring them into your program. So there's a lot of different ways that you can do this. But people often ask this question, like, why do I need a lead magnet? What's the purpose of it? Why can't I just create a PDF and have that download, do a downloadable ebook? And that's totally okay, right? Ebooks, guides, these are all things that can definitely help to grow your business in the form of a lead magnet. However, it is highly recommended to get yourself a physical book. So I'm going to give you a couple examples today of lead magnets and how this has helped us even in growing our business, and how I believe it can help you in growing your business. But I want to just really briefly say, as I'm streaming here, that if you see behind me, it says business, really big letters there. And it says 12 Kingdom Principles to Advance. I don't know if you can see it if I move my head around, to advance your life and business behind me. That's because we have a book that is launching very soon. And right now we are opening up for pre-sale. So you don't have to buy anything yet. But if you scan this QR code that's right here, it will bring you to a page where you can put some information in there, and you'll be the first to find out when we launch at pre-sale price. So if you want to be notified of that, you want to make sure to scan that QR code. It's also in the link to this video. So if you look in the description, it's also there as well. So you can click it there. Okay. But you're going to want to take advantage of that now. We're not going to be running that promotion for that much longer. So you want to take advantage of that now, because we're giving away a free ticket to our Rise and Shine Summit, which is coming up in June. And we are having it both virtual and on in person. However, the in-person part is really the part we want to, have people to come. We're going to be having this in June in New York. It's going to be super impactful. There's just something electrifying in the air when you're there and you're around other people, and we're worshiping God together. We're connecting, we're networking. There's nothing like being in person. So you get a free ticket to that. Super valuable. The speakers that you're going to hear, and I am finishing up some of the marketing around not the marketing, but the flyer and the funnel around that. So when that's available, I'll make sure to let you know. But for now, if you want to already secure a spot, just sign up for that pre-sale and you'll be able to do that. Okay. So let's go ahead and keep going. But let's talk about this. So this book here, Tell Your Story. Looks like it's blending into my background. Tell Your Story, Turn Your Pain into Purpose. So this is literally less than 100 pages. It's less than 100 pages. This book has opened up doors that otherwise would have never been able to open for me. Okay. I need you to understand that. One book, if you take the time to put your framework, your knowledge, your expertise, all of these things into a book, it has the potential to open up doors for you that otherwise may not open. Okay. So when you are you're looking for prospects, right? You're putting out those posts, you're doing these things. Once you get somebody who could potentially be a lead, you're going to want to be able to connect with them. A book is a really great way to do that. Whether you're launching a movement, you want to bring attention to a ministry, you have a business, it kind of all works in the same way. So especially those of you who are called to the ministry marketplace, it all works in the same way. There's certain things that in that lead magnet that you want to highlight, right? And you're going to go through and ask yourself pretty much the basic questions you're asking when building out your business. So I do tell people that if you have not yet launched a business, or you're in the really early startup stages of that, writing a lead magnet book is a great way to get clear on your messaging. It's a great way to focus in on who is this actually for, right? This is the thing. Who is our who are we writing for? Who, is part of our audience. When you start to tell your story and you look back at your experiences, it starts to become very clear who you're building this out for. And then what is the product or service that you want to build up along with that? Now, oftentimes people see these things as a disconnect, but I'm going to tell you that is one of the number one things you need to do. You need to think about this is, what am I called to do? Who am I bringing this out for? Who am I writing this for? And when you have those things in mind and you look back at your life and your situation and kind of where you were, and why you started that business in the first place, a lot of these things become very clear. Okay. It becomes a source of clarity. So I always tell people, they're like, okay, I launched the business first and I'll worry about the book later. I tell them, no, write the book. And then when you launch the business, you're going to have more clarity around your business after you've written the book. And people are like, how does that work? It seems backwards, but it's not, right? Because what you're doing is you're collecting your ideas, you're putting them in a format, in a way that people can connect with. And again, it doesn't have to be hundreds of pages to do this. You don't have to write an anthology to do this. You can get the point across. And actually, people like the path of least resistance, right? It's just something that we are as humans. So this little book, right, has the potential to teach you, to show you. You see testimonials there on the back. That's another great way. If I have a book in my hand, that's going to bring validity to your business. It's going to bring, it's going to show, hey, this person's serious about what they do. They're not just, oh, I have my business today and I'm closing up shop tomorrow. So when you take that effort to put in a lead magnet, that really makes a difference. Now, if you're going to get called to go speak and you want to do events and you have that in your heart to do as well, but you don't have anything to bring with you, I'm going to tell you something. Okay. These right here, this little guy. Okay. This has become my, so what I'm looking for. This has become my business card. Okay. And I mean this in all seriousness. When you meet people, when you network, it's a lot easier to carry a little thin book, like a few of these, okay, as opposed to a little card that's going to get lost and thrown in the trash. I mean, I don't know how many business cards I've been given, how many I still have. Probably somewhere in the bottom of my purse, to be honest. But when you give someone a book, books instantly in people's mind holds value. So if I'm going to an event, I'm going to bring a few books with me. And again, the cost to print one of these on Amazon is not expensive. The cost can be fairly low. You could do basically just printing costs for the most part, plus a little bit of an Amazon fee. But apart from that, it's a really worthy investment. And there's some other strategies, that I teach in coaching about how you can really grow this out, how to use your immediate networks, how to use networks that are also around you that may not be necessarily your direct connection. But there are other ways to do this. The online space has become very, very saturated. And I think a lot of times we kind of neglect what's local and what's around us locally. But this is all part of the process. Yes, we want to go big, but if you can start smaller, right, and you start more targeted, you can start bringing revenue back into your business and start building it, and then aiding to that growth. We always see the numbers of like, I want to be in the millions, but you got to start where you are and you grow from there. And when you have those strong foundations, especially by starting with a lead magnet, it really makes a huge difference. Another one, again, this is the other one that we're using, Creating Wealth for the Kingdom. This is actually in Spanish. So I have this one in English, and then I have this one here in Spanish. And that's also another thing. So for expanding your business, there's so many different ways that you can reach out, that you can grow, that you can expand what you're doing, expand your networks. But it really does make a difference. When I go to an event, I'm bringing bringing my books with me. My books is going to be the thing that then leads back to my business, and I can connect with people from there. We can get into a call, we'll see. But if somebody, when you're meeting someone face to face, or it's a cold lead, they don't know much about you just yet. So a book is a really great way to invite them into your world, to invite them into your framework, into your process. And then it really does help in establishing you as that expert, and that person may eventually turn into a paying client. So you need a lead magnet book. Lead magnet books are so, so important. If you have one, let me know. I would love to know what that is, because there's also a difference in quality, right? If you have the wrong lead magnet book, that can look poorly on your business. So you want to have a lead magnet book that is well written, that looks professional. It looks professionally done. And that's going to actually help you to then expand your network and expand your business and to 10x your business. So thank you guys so much for watching. Again, like I said, make sure you sign up for pre-sale for God Belongs in Business. It's going to be an amazing, amazing book. And I will see you guys on the